welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to discuss breastfeeding. Yes, today we're going to discuss breastfeeding. So if some of you don't know, or maybe nobody knows, but my son is 18 months old. We've been breastfeeding all the way through up to now. We're still breastfeeding. So I thought that it would be helpful to give you some of my, I guess, tips. I don't know if you want to call them tricks, but some things that I learned basically along the way in these last 18 months. Things that are going to kind of help you to establish a supply, and then just some basic advice. So let's get right into it. Okay, so my first tip number one, would be to breastfeed as much as possible. Keep your baby by you, breastfeed as much as you can. That's going to help you to establish your supply. Or if you can't actually breastfeed, maybe you have some latch issues, or you're not able to breastfeed. Maybe your baby's a preemie, but you want to be able to give him that nutritious breast milk. What you're going to want to do then is obviously use a pump, a breast pump. I believe that it's every 2 hours. Don't quote me on that. You can definitely find out more information on lalecheleague.com. It's a very reputable website for breastfeeding mothers. I'll definitely make sure to link that in the description below. The first 6 weeks are crucial in building your supply, so make sure that you're pumping or breastfeeding constantly. Make sure that you're with your baby as much as possible. Again, if you can't be because your baby is a preemie, or you're in the hospital for whatever reason, whatever the case might be, then definitely just make sure that you're pumping and pumping and pumping. Okay, my second tip number 2, would be a support group, breastfeeding support group, and or lactation consultant. So basically I found a breastfeeding support group in the hospital that I was in, which I started in right away. I know that they say to be careful about germs and not taking your baby out. I was pretty much guaranteed, or not guaranteed, but I guess reassured that my baby would be fine, because the area that they were having the support groups in was a clean area. It was an area of the hospital that was far away from where they have emergencies or, sick people in, and it worked out really well for us. I liked it a lot because I was able to weigh my baby and see how much he weighed before and after I breastfed him on each breast, so that I could see kind of how much he was taking in from each breast. I also was able to form some friendships and bonds along the way with other moms who were struggling like me to keep a supply and breastfeed. So I found that helpful as well. I eventually did have to go to a lactation consultant though, because I had a wound on my left nipple that would not close. So once I got to the lactation consultant, they prescribed some polysporin, and my OBGYN was able to give me that prescription, and the wound closed up. I would say within the first 3 days it was closed. By day 1 it was healing really nice. I barely felt any pain anymore. And let's see. Oh, my insurance carrier actually covered the lactation consultant appointment, so the only thing I had to pay for was just, I think it was like a $20 copay maybe. So that's something that you'll want to check into also, is to see if your insurance carrier will cover your lactation consultant appointment. The other thing to go with that is online support as well. I was able to find 2 Facebook groups. One is the Badass Breastfeeders of New Jersey, and the other one is actually through the lactation consultant. They have a support group online as well. So those were really helpful for times like in the middle of the night or first thing in the morning, when you can't get to the lactation consultant, or when you don't really need the lactation consultant, but you just have like a general question that other moms could give you advice on. So online support is available as well. And of course you have those online options like forums and things like that. So if you can't get to it, maybe you had a C-section, it's too difficult to get to a support group, lactation consultant or online will be beneficial. Okay, so tip number 3 would be lots and lots of water. Yes. So for those ladies that don't like water, I am so sorry, but water is going to be essential in building your breast milk supply. Also with the lactation consultants, I have my notes here. Yes, in this bright green paper. Okay, would be to discuss options to increase your supply if you're having trouble. Of course, I had some trouble with my supply. So I took fenugreek, 3 capsules, 3 times a day. I don't even think my lactation consultant recommended this or anything. I think I just found it online from other women, again, through those forums and things. That really helped me. I took 3 capsules, 3 times a day. They say that you smell like maple syrup when you take it. I definitely smelled different. I will say that. I smelled different. I actually had to throw some shirts away afterwards, but I don't know if I could say that it smelled like maple syrup. I don't know, but I did not like the smell. It didn't smell good to me. I wish that I kind of would have smelled like maple syrup, but that's not what I smelled like. It just smelled kind of, I don't even know how to explain it, herby, I guess, kind of like herbs or something. But anyway, I got a lot of milk from it, so I can't complain about that part. There's also mother's milk tea. That didn't help me, but could help you. Could try it. Lactation cookies. They have so many different ways to build your milk supply. There's the lactation cookies. There's other supplements that you can also take. Brewer's yeast, I've even heard, some beer, because it has the brewer's yeast in it. Of course, not to the point where you're drunk, but 1 beer I heard was enough to build a supply. I never tried that, but hey, you might want to, or you can at least look into it. There's so many different things. For those that know about Malta, I've heard Malta also helps build your supply. There's a lot of different things that you could try to build your supply. Oatmeal also is another one. So there's a lot of different ways. Anyway, but the main thing is going to be water. You're going to want water. Whether you drink or try any of these other things, water is going to still be an essential key in building your supply. Okay, so tip number 4 would be a breast pump and a support pillow, and also a carrier. I found a baby carrier also helpful. So going to the breast pump. Breast pump, you're going to need one, in my opinion. Even if you are home with your baby like I am, I still use the breast pump. Your insurance carrier will give you a free one, or at least most of them will. Mine did. You can look into that. Ask your insurance carrier about that. A lot of them are giving breast pumps for free. So go and get yours today. Yeah, I sound like a sales commercial. Go and get your breast pump today. Yeah. Okay. So go and get your breast pump. They do give them for free. They'll send you a link. You'll even be able to choose from, I think they had 4 or 5 different breast pumps available, and you could actually choose which one you wanted. I chose the Medela. They give you a very simple setup. They don't even give you a bag to go with it, but they gave me the motor, Medela motor, and it comes in a cute little carry thing. It's just a very small square, and it's covered and everything, and it has a little handle on it. They gave me the flanges. We're gonna wait for that truck. Okay, they gave me the flanges to go with it. It's a very standard flange, so if you need bigger or smaller ones, you'll have to go and buy those separately. Of course, they give you the tubing, they give you the AC adapter, pretty much everything to go with it. And that's pretty much it. I'm trying to remember. I think they gave me maybe 2 or 3 bottles also to store some breast milk in, and that's about it. So yes, those are the things that you'll need or want for your breast pump. Anything else like a bag, they did offer that as well, but it's an additional cost if you did want the bag. The support pillow, I know that they have My Breast Friend. I think I used the Mumbo, I think it's called. I found that to be very, very helpful. The reason being is that your baby over time does get heavier and heavier. Yes, they will gain weight. So I found that it helped me with my arms so that it wasn't so much weight on me, and also my back, because good posture is going to be important in breastfeeding. So yes, a support pillow. I also found the carrier to be helpful because you can have your baby close to you. They say skin on skin contact is very important. So even though you're not getting that skin on skin, baby is still very close to you in the carrier, and that helps also for your body to react. It's a whole bunch of chemical and hormonal, is that chemical? You know what I mean. There's a whole bunch of things that happen between you and your baby, and having your baby close by, it does something to just increase your breast milk. And I guess the fact that your baby is close to you just kind of sends signals to your brain that say, let's make more milk. Something like that. That's how I kind of understood how it works. So anyway, those are the things that I found to be important and helpful, and I'm also going to send a link, I'm going to put a link in the description for these shells. This is just one more additional thing for you. These shells are awesome. If you haven't heard of Milkies, this is kind of like that, and basically what you do is you put it in your bra. You put it in your bra. Okay. You put it in your bra, and so when your baby is breastfeeding on your one side of your breast, your other breast will likely have what's called a letdown. This is when your milk just starts kind of spraying out. So when your baby is on your one breast, your other breast is also going to let down. What happens is that usually you have a breast pad in there, and it soaks up the milk so that you don't stain your clothes and all of that jazz. But the Milkies, what it does is it's a little shell or container, and you put that in your bra, so instead of your milk going on your clothes or being wasted in a breast pad, you have that collected in a little shell, and you can actually use that breast milk afterwards. So you can put it in your little bottle or in your bag, and that right there is an ounce. Sometimes you get more, 2 ounces of breast milk depending on how much supply you have, or even half an ounce. Something is better than nothing, right, ladies? Every little drop of milk counts. We call it liquid gold, right? Okay, so that shell will collect your breast milk, and the one that I'm going to link below is like the Milkies, but this one is better in my opinion because you get two shells. Milkies, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's like $24 for one shell. This one that I'm going to link below is 2 shells for like $16. You can find it on Amazon. I also found it at Bye Bye Baby. They do not have it at Babies R Us. They do have it on the Babies R Us website. Maybe in the store by you, you'll find it there, but I didn't find it. I found it at Bye Bye Baby, and I was so happy with that thing. So if you are prone to letdowns, even when your baby is not breastfeeding, this is going to be super helpful because you can keep those shells in your bra. Probably looks a little strange. It will look a little strange, but hey, you get to save breast milk and add that to your supply, your stash, if you want to have one, or if you are, building one. So yeah, also you could use it while you're pumping. Yeah, put in your bra while you're pumping, and you get to save more breast milk. Okay, so I think I over-talked that topic of shells. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it now. Yes, I'm officially done. Okay, so those are my suggestions, my tips, my advice for you, and I hope that helps. If you have any other questions, please definitely leave those questions in the comments below. I will make sure to include all of those links that I suggested in the description. Here comes another truck. They're redoing our road here. Let's let it pass. Okay. So, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you found it helpful. And I think that will be it. So have a great day.